Hello and welcome to another UC Today webinar, and we've got a really great topic for you today. We're going to be looking at the power of integration and APIs, and I'm joined very kindly by Tony from Soluno. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you? Good?
Very, very well, thanks. Thanks for joining me and taking me through the topic. So, Tony, first of all, I think we better start with the obvious. What are APIs and how do they affect sort of integration capabilities?
Yeah, all these APIs, kind of a buzzword. Everyone's throwing it around. You think you should have it and whatnot. But the API is actually different computer systems talking to each other. Because you reside on one system, you work with that system, and you have another system, maybe in your office or maybe in another country. So you're using API to integrate, to get the systems to talk to each other. And many times you have products that offers an API as a service. You're using APIs every day. You're buying money on your credit, taking out money with your credit card or something. That is APIs sending you the credit card number, validation date, and everything, and the system sends back an OK, and the money is transferred to you, for example.
So effectively, APIs are just a way of different technology systems communicating and integrating in a more effective way with each other.
Yeah, true. And the way that can happen is that if you've been a company over time, you have bought or built yourself several systems. Like for a new company, you start out, you're very happy, lots of energy, and you start selling stuff. And then you realize we gotta have some kind of support, right? So you're starting with the support, some kind of email, and then you're like, okay, now we have many tickets. We have to have a ticketing system. And now probably you want to charge your customers for your product. So you need a system to send out invoices. And then later on you realize I gotta have my billing system talk to my ticket system. That's really important. So you create an API, or you look at your billing products and hey, there's over an API here because this is a cloud product. So let's integrate. So each ticket you can review, has the customer paid their bill? Because maybe it's a big issue.
So effectively, the APIs and integration just enable potentially some automation of processes as well between the different systems.
Yeah, true. Otherwise, let's see, the skill, you have to have a lot of skill within the company. A really competent worker has no problem looking through 3 or 4 or 5 systems, know everything. Yeah, let me just check that, looks good. But then you hire a new person and you say this will take a year before you understand all our systems. We have so complex systems. It will take time. So it takes time for that person to become productive. And it's not really fun to look stupid at your workplace, right? You have to ask the same questions all the time. Where do I get that information? Who knows about this? And so forth.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. So we talk about the sort of benefits in terms of business processes, bringing these different systems together. But from our perspective, or the perspective of a user, how does integration with APIs or whatever that might be, how does that impact my experience? What's in it for the user?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And let's role play a small example that I recognized myself and within the company as well. So what I'm thinking is when I'm trying to build an application or working with an API, I don't ask the company or the client what they want. I ask them, what do you work with? So let's say that I'm an IT and stuff company and you're calling me and I'll say, hello, no, I don't know your name. I just see a number. Hello? Sir, what's your name?
Uh,
Welcome to Tony's IT and stuff. How may I help you? What's your name?
Hi, it's Patrick here.
Patrick, yeah. Your last name, please?
It's Watson.
Oh, Watson. Okay, okay. Let me just check here. Okay. So, yeah, how can I help you? You have an order, maybe?
Yeah, so my bread company, we ordered some computers and installation.
Yeah, okay. I really can't see that on your name. I have to check my system. Do you have this shipping ID? It's 18 characters long.
I don't think I've got it. I don't think I've got it to hand right now.
Yeah, yeah. Because I have to check this with my delivery. So let me get back to you. Do you have any information where I can call you on? You have an email, WhatsApp, LinkedIn? How can
Yeah,
I?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can give you my email address or.
Yeah. So this kind of scenario happens a lot. You call a company, you have to explain who you are, what you want, and it takes a little bit of time. But we're very used to that. Let's say that you're calling my company instead, and I can see your name, and I'll say, "Hello, Patrick. How you doing? I think you're calling about your order. I got that sorted out yesterday. I remember you talked to Göran, my colleague, but I can see here that it's shipped out, and I think will be, yeah, you will get that today, actually. And I also see here you made a comment on our social media platform that you're very happy about this new game, that you're able to play in 4K because, yeah, you bought this new shiny 4K projector. I'm sorry to tell you, your graphic card is not really up to par here. What you need is the NVIDIA 2080 Ti card. We don't have that on sale right now. I can put you up. We can maybe send you with a lower price on that one as well, so you can really enjoy your game in 4K the way you want to with your new screen.
Okay, so effectively, and first of all, Tony, I really enjoyed that role play. What you're highlighting there with the two examples is a system without any integration effectively relies on the agent to be able to find all of that information and figure out. And like you said, agents are brilliant and may well be able to look through 10 concurrent systems. But generally, if you've integrated your different systems together, you can see all of the information from, as you said, maybe logistics, sales. But also, you brought in an example there where the agent can see social media activity and really relate that and give me that sort of personal customer experience.
Yeah. And there's not many times I have experienced that personally, but when I had, I never change that supplier. I will use that supplier all my life. And then you feel very connected to the company. You know that they take care of you. I'm not an expert on all my graphic cards and everything. So it's really good to have this expert know everything about me.
Well, I was going to say, absolutely. That sort of personalized experience is excellent.
Yeah. So reviewing that, what's the actual benefit of using APIs? I would say that you get a more. Didn't I sound a little more happy the next time around? I'm very happy to help you. Maybe I'm also interested in these games. I want to give you not advice, company advice. It's my personal advice. I want you to experience the best possible outcome of this product. And maybe I have that myself. So I want you to experience that. The only downside is maybe when you call next time, someone else will answer, and you will say, "Can I speak to Tony because he knows my setup, he knows everything, he gave me such a good advice." But if it's integrated, you will have the same experience again. I think that's the key. That's the key there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, that is key. So I think those two role plays and the way you reviewed that highlighted well the benefits of APIs and integration. So can you tell us a bit about your journey with integration and APIs Soluno and how you started with them and how it's changed the business.
Oh, that's a rather fun story actually, because when I started here as a CTO, everyone was better than me on the Mitel. Everyone. They were like laughing at me. So you don't know this technology, you don't know that, okay. But I find these old PDF files with API documentation, and since I have a developer background, I started, yeah, now I can understand the system. Thank you, APIs. So I started trying to get the information about the code, get information about our system, like business intelligence wise, and the management were really happy. Oh, that's a really good page. We can see how we increase our customers in real time. That's a really good page. We have that manually now, so we have to recalculate it each month. That's good. And the support guys, they were like, okay, how can you get that information? It's from the server. Oh, you can get that from each call. Cool. And then I heard, you gotta listen, right? So I heard all my agents, they were very polite, but they spend so much time doing either very trivial stuff or many times, how do you spell your name, Patrick? Is it with a C or a K? What's your company called? How do you spell that company name? And I was thinking, they are our customers. We should know a lot more about them. They don't have to spend 1 minute each time to explain who they are, where they're from, and what they want help with, or what's their problem is. So I created this internal tool for each call to get a lot of information from 3 or 4 different systems. I printed out all the data I've had. I went to the agents and asked them, what kind of information here is relevant to you? Oh, mobile profile. Oh, operator. Oh, and which server you're on. Really great information. So for each call, they got that information. And then I thought, okay, we need to increase our service. We have to implement some KPIs and stuff. So let's visually indicate for the agent and for all the colleagues when we are producing good within our target KPIs. So we had SpongeBob's and evil minions and happy minions collected all through the day. So all the agents were like, okay, now we're up to 85 happy minions. We have only 2 evil minions. So it became a gamification to provide good service, because you get instant feedback, all the information about the customers. You started running from 1 second in the call. You knew everything is in the first sentence. They could guess what you want, so they could just fill it in. Okay, I'm there, I'm in the system, it's done, it's perfect. You just have to restart, or it's fixed now. Say hello to your colleague for me.
So all of those, so all of those integration pieces internally within the business made a huge difference, as you said, with the examples of each department, support.
Yeah, fun work, happier employees, everything. And then the salespeople started to ask me, I have this meeting right now. Can you please join and talk about the tools that we have for our support, our service tools? Yeah, right, of course. So I showed some screenshots. They could see live how it went, and they said, okay, I want to buy this. I want this product. It's not a product, sorry. You can have the code. You gotta have a server, or maybe someone. I don't have any developers. I just want. You don't have it as a product. No, sorry, we don't. So with that increased demand, we thought, well, maybe we should create product for it, because it seems like all the tools that we are creating internally to benefit us would benefit our customers as well. So then we just started making products, talking to our customers, and that was about 3 years ago. And now we're up to like 15 different products servicing different areas within a customer. And not just a customer, Because I often make a question like, who really benefits from our service that we sell to our customers? Is it the person paying the invoice to us? No, it's our customers. So let's focus on how our customers get revenue. How are they working? What do they do? What's their business? And talk about that instead of just selling our dial tone. Because then we get invested in our customers. They know that we understand their business much better, and we are in a much better position to help them. Because then they are like, okay, maybe you can help us with this scenario. We have a problem. We can't invoice our customers correctly because we don't have this data. Now we're doing it manually, or we only have one phone to like 400 drivers in trucks across Europe. So it's very hard to us. So, okay, let's build an application for that. Now they have 10 agents, and they said, okay, this application revolutionized our business, completely changed the way we work, the way we communicate with our drivers. So that's the fun part.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really interesting how your internal use and the way you transform your business internally changed your core business with your customers. So,
Yeah.
And you explained some of the difference of those in terms of solving problems, and it allows you to be more closely integrated with your customers, and it's selling solutions rather than just selling products. So you mentioned a couple of examples there. How can the use of APIs transform other businesses' processes?
Yeah. Other processes. Let's take a broker or a realtor that is selling houses. Many of us recognize the process of buying a house, the bidding wars or stuff like that. So let's say that I call a broker. He or she gets information about my house, the value around the area, the recent sales around the area, or maybe I'm one of the guys bidding on an apartment or everything. The way they can help me or transform their business is completely different. Instead of doing it manually by one phone or doing it manually on paper, the agents always have a piece of paper besides their computer, making notes as they go along in the call. Because when we hang up, they have to input the information in the system. Yeah. Instead of having this page with your call, your name, your server, everything, and just write everything we are saying and just insert that to a system, maybe ticketing system, maybe it's for the operations or IT or finance, just there at your fingertips, like.
And in terms of there's other functionalities that the APIs can transform as well, in terms of more simple things like resetting your password you were talking to me about before.
Yeah, that's a really fun. Let's say this is a real life experience from another company I used to work with. We had, I think 100 agents in the support, and like 70% of the calls was that I have forgotten my password. So nice. Within the actual PBX, it senses that now Patrick is calling. Okay, let's check his Active Directory. Oh, your password is locked. So then just transfer you to a voice prompting saying, are you calling about your password? Do you want your password to be reset? We can send it to you now. Press 5. And you're like, yeah, yes, please. And you don't even reach the agent. You solve so many cases by automation, as you said earlier on.
And I suppose you recognize that from a previous role where the support desk is getting inundated with the same call. So it allows a business to see opportunities, doesn't it, in terms of gaps or inefficiencies, and then create a solution which will drive revenue for solving that.
Yeah, and you want happy employees. You don't want your employees to go in through the door in the morning with a backlog of a couple of hundred tickets. You want them to be happy. You want to have good revenue, and you want to exploit or find or identify opportunities within your business. Nowadays, maybe okay, no, Patrick, I don't know who works with plumbing. You have to call someone else. But you're saying you're this kind of company. So we don't have that product. So buy. So you go onto Google. You're searching for this handyman, and you start calling. And in many cases, you don't get the answer for maybe 3 or 4 first try. So the first plumber that answers, you say, okay, thank you. I have a leakage in my kitchen. Can you please come and fix? I have water all over my floor right now. And the next time you won't go to Google, you will call that person. So the first time, the better experience you can provide, you will have more loyal customers. They won't change. They will get back to you each time they have this need for your service.
That makes absolute sense. So what I wanted to understand, obviously you guys at Soluno work closely with Mitel and leverage their API suite. So if you, for example, if you work with a large provider and you use their APIs into their communication system, are you effectively trapped though once you've developed your other business processes around that particular system?
No, you're not. And regarding development architecture, when you always create your application called loosely coupled, that means that if you have like an API calling to a database or a file server, you always develop that in a way so you can change database or change. But regarding what you say, like Mitel for this large provider, you're not stuck or it's not closed. We are proving that. When I started at the beginning, since I have a developer background and is somewhat creative, like to do different stuff, could be because I read this book, Blue Ocean Project. No, don't do the same stuff that everyone else does. Try something different. So I want to do something different. And regarding with Mitel, I did that, and they didn't know about it. And then maybe a year later, they saw, hey, what is Soluno doing? I saw this wall board, the call board, the virtual phone queue, the who's calling. Can you come over and show that to us? Explain how you built that. So each year I get a call from Mitel to, can you please come and explain to our bosses from Canada or California what it is you're doing? And you get this amazing experience where they're like, what? Is this built on our platform? But that's amazing. And you just built it with our APIs. And my local Mitel colleagues like, yeah, that is what we have been saying. This is good.
So effectively, your development's been completely independent of the large provider. You've been able to leverage their API and then develop as you saw fit.
Yeah, true. But also when they identified what we are doing, and maybe I asked about it as well, saying that now I think I want to have a separate developer track. You always talk about your product. You don't talk about the APIs because maybe you haven't identified this as a business product. Yeah, we know that you are using that a lot. So maybe the first time around I met the head of R&D, maybe a project leader. When I was there a couple of months ago, I had 25 people in the room, all wanted to see what we have done. And they were like, okay, we want to show you had some suggestions last year. We have done it. Thank you very much for your ID. We think it's amazing and we want to implement that. But now we want to have your feedback if you think we're on the right path. Because we know the customers and they have identified that. So we should listen to Soluno. So I have a separate only API developer track ongoing with them. So I have great collaboration with them.
Oh, well, Tony, it's fascinating to hear about the power of APIs and integration, and how you guys at Soluno have used them so uniquely. If some of the viewers of the webinar want to find out more about the specific things that you do at Soluno in terms of APIs and some of the use cases that you were talking about, what's the best way for them to have a look at that?
It would be on our web page in English. We have both documentation. You can read about our products. We have several YouTube videos. Maybe we could provide a nice link below, because it's not very readable to read that out loud right now. But we have several very non-technical videos explaining our APIs and integration, and so at our YouTube channel. So it's great to review those.
Great, absolutely. Well, I'll include, as you said, we'll include the links for the website and also your YouTube channel as well, so the viewers can find that. But for the meantime, Tony, thank you so much for joining me, taking me through the role plays and telling me more about the power of integration and APIs in this webinar.
Yeah, thank you as well for having me, Patrick. This was fun.